Y'all listen up as I narrate the Vector's tale. A man from afar riding the temporal gale. Ronin by name and a Ronin by fate. In the tapestry of time he's got a date. He ain't just saving, he's exploring the rift. In the timelines he travels, he's given a lift. Seeking tech and secrets in a world that's gone astray. Ronin's the man who's gonna find a way. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. From a future so bright to our present so bleak, he's the silent watcher, the tech he does seek. Not just a savior, but a seeker of lore. Ronin's the key to what we're looking for. Through the ruins and the relics, he's making his mark. A beacon of hope in the timeline so dark. With every secret he finds, every piece he retrieves. He's crafting a future nobody believes. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied.
Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are, whenever you are. I'm Ronin Vector, and we're back with more comics, baby. I didn't lie yesterday. Not this time. We gotta wrap up this Lucifer business and his alien pals. So here we are, back again with some more X-Men related stuff, and we're concluding the Lucifer saga here. For those who didn't tune in yesterday, it was revealed that Lucifer, well, we already knew that Lucifer was involved with Professor X getting paralyzed, but we got to learn the fine details. Basically, he just got crushed with rubble, that's it. And then Lucifer just walked away and be like, "Get wrecked, noob, bye." That's pretty much what happened. I think it's gonna change again before too long. I think this is like the third time they've changed it, and we're only 21 issues in. So, we're here with the final confrontation with Lucifer. We got the whole team here. Professor X is strapped to his chair, and I guess they threw a blanket on him for some reason. He's got that dome over his head, by the way, because Lucifer, through some unknown means, whether it be technological or by virtue of being alien, is able to mess with Xavier's psychic powers. Basically, when Xavier tried to find Lucifer, which he did, he set up a psychic booby trap, which pretty much super paralyzed him. But he has just enough consciousness in him to be able to contact Jean and have a solution, which is the dome. The dome for the dome. April 5th, 1966, continuing that monthly publication. We got continuing the story, writer Ron Thomas, penciler Jay Gavin, inker Dick Ayers, letterers Artie Simek, and editor the late and great Stan Lee. And I guess Dick Ayers did the cover here. And some guy named Warner Roth. Looks like this guy takes over the Uncanny X-Men's run, I think, as far as art goes. At some point, looks like he's just assisting at this stage. But that's it. It's kind of hot in here today. Get the AC up. All right. But before we do that, let's have a nice bowl. We can give some pad out the time to give a chance for people to come if they're around. All right. Let's try some sour pebbles, a flavored wax, they call it. Does smell good. Getting kind of bored of the X-Men theme. This is chill. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Opal Vessel, but she does this great, like, vaporware type music. I say she, I have no idea if it's a she or he. I just look at the picture and say, oh, it's an icy girl, must be girl. Delicious. Let's follow that up with some strawberry diesel. Classic. I tell you though, the whole diesel aroma gets lost with concentrates. Doesn't smell bad or anything, but I do miss some of the dry herb smell. Oh, little mini update on my hydroponics. They're coming along nice. Just about every tray has some seedlings sprouting now. So, you know, a couple weeks they'll be ready to be transplanted into the hydroponic bin, the water contraption that I'll set up for it. And maybe 2-3 months I'll have some vegetables and other stuff, some herbs too. I need to get some special jars so I can get back into cultivating mushrooms too. Tastes like peanut butter for some reason. Good stuff. All right, let's get into this. X-Men 21. I wonder when they're going to start calling it the Uncanny X-Men. I wonder if that only comes down the line because they try to better differentiate between the original run and the various spin-offs that happen. I wonder if that's why the change happens. All right. I noticed they're dropping the title too, because I feel like they usually have like a title for the issue. So looks like they're starting to drop that as well. See, it's on the inside of the cover now. X-Men, the most unusual fighting team of all time. From whence comes Dominus? The ship, it's changed direction. What's happening? That blinding shaft of light, it appeared in front of us from out of nowhere. What is it, Professor? Oops, watch the knee there, worry boy. What an ungraceful pose for the agile beast to assume. Something is obviously amiss. I'm not sure, but it's surrounded by some sort of force field, tossing the plane about as if it were a feather. It must be the work of Lucifer. Exemplary editing by Stan Lee. Extraordinary writing by Roy Thomas. Exceptional art by Jay Gavin. Exhilarating inking by Dick Ayers. Exasperating lettering by Artie Simek. You get it? Because of the X, and they're the X-Men, and you get to say X for the... You get it? You fucking understand? All right. Having pinpointed the location of their mysterious foe, the sinister Lucifer, Professor Xavier, and his superpowered proteges are rapidly approaching his desert citadel. When, without warning, a beam of pulsating light materializes directly in their path. But if you want to know any more, you've got to learn it the hard way. Read on, Tiger. Sport. Slugger. I don't know why, but I don't like when the comic speaks to me casually like that. I don't... Doesn't do anything for me. Also, what's going on with that plane? Seating is strange. The next moment, as the professor regains control of the small private craft, a new and even more startling phenomenon greets the eyes of the stunned mutants. Look! That beam seems to be emanating from the opening in the sky itself. And that's not all. Look, inside the shaft, moving at incredible speed, some kind of massive shape streaking down towards that butt? Butte? I must be stupid. I don't know what that word is. Streaking down towards that butt. What can they be? But not even the trained minds of the extraordinary X-Men, undaunted by their direst of threats, can hope to foresee the ultimate mind-staggering menace which these ominous forms portend. I don't know what that means either. So it's portend, yeah. Some of this is worded weirdly, right? I mean... I have... what do we do now, Professor? Go down and investigate? I have no idea of the exact nature of those shapes, Bobby, but there can be no doubt that they are related to the threat which the evil Lucifer possesses to all mankind. In a matter of minutes, Angel... What? Oh, that was supposed to be Angel. Whoops. What do we do now, Professor? Go down and investigate? You know, I've been noticing, like, when I go back and forth between reading manga and then comic books, my whole flow gets messed with. 'Cause, you know, manga, you're reading from right to left. You'd start from up here and then go that way. So, I gotta switch gears again. In a matter of minutes, Angel, but first, dawn is breaking and I want to observe this area by sunlight before landing. For we are now preparing to engage the enemy in his own lair, and it is always there that he is most dangerous. Meanwhile, nearby other eyes as well have witnessed the awesome sight. Porter Mac Dude Ranch. I wonder if that's a reference to anything. I wonder if Porter Mac gets referenced ever again. Well, there it is again, that same light we saw last night. Somehow I had a hunch it wasn't the last we'd see of it. But what could it be, Mr. Mac? I've never seen anything like it before. I don't know, Smith, but I sure intend to find out. Come on, let's go. What a professional cowboy. He, like, tucks in his tie. Like, why even bother wearing a tie? For real. He works at a ranch. Assumingly, he might even own it or something. Considering the lack of roads near Buchanan's Butt, where the light came from, these horses will do us a lot more good than that station wagon, and we're not coming back till we get to the bottom of this. A thing like this could drive away all the customers away from my dude ranch. What do you mean? Don't you sell, like, cattle and horses? Whatever. I'm gonna find out who's using those phony science fiction gimmicks on my property. We're with you all the way, Mr. Mac. But while the angry dude rancher worries about possible loss of business, the nearby X-Men have a far more crucial problem at hand. Okay, that's Jean. The shaft of light, it vanished just as the first rays of dawn appeared. There's just a wisp of smoke coming from the top of that butt now. Those are opalescent gases, Jean. They are intended, I suspect, to shield something beneath from detection from the air. Therefore, we must drop lower for a closer view. Suddenly... Yeesh, what was that? erupting geysers of tremendous force and man-made, I'm certain. If either of them had struck the plane directly, we would have been destroyed. You know, I'm almost beginning to think that our old buddy doesn't want us to find him. On occasion, my snowbound sidekick, your frigidity is equaled only by your perspicacity. Every day is a goddamn English lesson with Beast. But Professor, are you positive your beam distorter helmet will adequately shield you from possible mental attack by Lucifer? I must take that chance, Hank. Lucifer must be stopped. Professor, I think I see our ticket into Lucifer's hideout, directly below. Yes, Cyclops, I think you're right. I don't see anything below except a river. Precisely, Angel, and that is the very river which, as Scott observed, may help us surprise our foe. Note how the water below flows towards the butt. The butte, surely it can't just be butt, because that's hilarious. Note how the water flows towards the butt, and not far from it, disappears underground. Now I get it. He'd need a big water supply like that river to operate those geysers. Correct. And so we may be able to take him unawares by following that river when it goes underground and into the very citadel of Lucifer. Automatic pilot on. Prepare for hovercraft lowering. Even from the start of the comics to now, their transportation's been rapidly evolving in terms of usefulness. Then, I'll say this, Professor, this new Go Buggy is even niftier than my sports car. Beastie Boy, did you ever notice the tiny signs of materialism in Warren's character? Be kind, lad, besides you're beginning to sound like me. Jean, you've been so silent. Is anything wrong? Maybe because you fucking snapped at her like a psychopath last issue, maybe? Why, no. Of course not. He never pays attention to me unless he thinks there's something wrong. Quiet, everyone, we're landing now. Seconds later, on a plateau above the turbulent river. From here on out, you will have to carry on without me. However, I'll be following your every move by mental telepathy. We know he has a chair for this. Remember at the time he spelunked all the way down through like a fucking... Like he went spelunking. He basically went caving in a wheelchair. You telling me he forgot his little fancy wheelchair? Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll try not to let you down, sir. We must capture Lucifer to clear our own names. Last issue, Lucifer had Unis and the Blob frame our hapless heroes. Remember? Forget-me-not Stan. Yes, Warren, but unless I'm greatly mistaken, there is much, much more at stake than merely the reputation of the X-Men. So be careful. I assure you, all due caution will be exercised. Well, Bobby, shall we? After you, Twinkle Toes. Those yellow boots, they're still hanging on. I'm gonna throw a little party when I see those fucking boots disappear. While you four descend, I'll scout around above. Dang way, all, the Iceman cometh. My telekinetic powers will lower me. Do you really need to say all of this out loud? I think that my only criticism of a lot of these older comics is the need to explain everything they're doing. Every time. Every issue. And I get it, like, it's always somebody's first comic book, but it's almost like an anime, you know? Like they're explaining the thing that they just did for some reason. Watch it, beast. You might fall and hurt yourself. To thine own self be true, Cyclops. You climb down your way, and I'll scramble down mine. Then, as he swoops through the crisp morning air, the high-flying angel spies. Oh ho, what's this? A reception committee from Lucifer. And yet, they don't look like the type of guys that he'd hang around with. Heads up, it's one of those X-Men. I heard on the radio where they're wanted. Oh wait, no. I heard on the radio where they're wanted back east. Give them a blast. Maybe there's a reward. Oh great, looks like it's open season on mutants again. I better warn the others. Stare them down, you fools, hurry! We can't, boss, it's too fast! Crack. The next moment, as the reward happy horsemen round a bend in the canyon. He's the angel! He's warning his pals! Marvel Girl, Beast, look out behind you! But he's too late, cause I've got the drop on him. Hands up, you two. How did they manage to get there faster when he can fucking fly? Just curious. But who are you, and why? There are times, lady, when questions had best be preceded by action, and I think this is just such an occasion. I suppose you're right, Beast. Still, I wish I knew what was going on. There, that ought to keep you out of mischief for a second. I can't see! What are the rest of you miserable coyotes doing? Grab them! What'll I pay you for anyway? I mean, you're probably not going to share the reward, if I was a betting man, so... Sorry, mister. Your men would like to help you out, but they've got other things on their mind just now. Crap. Now, suppose the whole lot of you calm down for a second and tell us what this is all about. Duck! He's splattering rocks at us! Next, as Cyclops turns his awesome ray on the ledge itself. Huh. That seems like it could have easily killed people. Help! We're falling into the river! Maybe we're safer down here. Like, I bet that white horse is paralyzed, for sure. Like, it's landing on its back. Nope, I guess it's fine. It's like, you know, one of those rivers that's just deep enough to cushion your fall, but, you know, just, you know, not just shallow enough for you to walk out. It's a good deal. I don't know how they manage. Wait, where are you no-goods going? Come back! Sorry, Mr. Mac, but we got us some business back in town. So you're running out on me, eh? You're fired, the bunch of ya! That's okay with us. At least we're still around to collect unemployment insurance. Then, as the waterlogged Westerners pull themselves ashore, let him go. Who needs him? I didn't win the Blue Valley. Let him go. Who needs him? I didn't win the Blue Valley sharpshooting contest for nothing. I'll take care of those blasted muties by myself. In fact, I think I'm about to get my chance right now. What a break. There's the one called Iceman, and he doesn't seem to know I'm here. Looks like you took the fight out of him, Psych. They're moving out. I'll just wing him and find out what this is all about. Oh, no you don't, mister. Thanks, buddy, but why didn't you let me handle him? Let's just say I got tired of everybody and his brother taking pot shots at us. Oh, the angel! I forgot about him! Here's the leader of our gun-happy playmates, Iceman. Now, the question is, what do we do with him? I demand you put me down, you criminal! I am the owner of this land! I don't know what you crooks are up to with that beam of light of yours, but you'll never get away with it. Crooks, huh? It looks like news of those New York robberies has spread fast. Well, we can't stop to explain things now. I've got an idea. Oh, that is funny. There, I'm sure the horses knows the way home, and by the time you get there, the ice will be melted. Meanwhile, we'll be trying to save your sand-covered spread and maybe all of mankind to boot. How do I ever explain this to the boys back at the Dude Ranch? Didn't you fire them all? Aren't they gone now? Then, the time-consuming interlude with the hot-tempered Dude Rancher ended. The marvelous mutant set work in earnest. This ice raft you're forming, Bobby, will carry us right into the stronghold of Lucifer. JD! Welcome. How you doing, buddy? What you up to today? Fine. I can't wait to tackle that bearded bum again. Patience, lad. I have a premonition that you'll get your wish. I only hope the professor is all right. I hated leaving him behind. Okay, group, it's ready. Now to relax and let the river do the rest. Hurry, all of you. We'll be drifting into the swift current in a second. Coming, fearless leader. Scarcely my conception of a luxury cruiser, but... Scarcely my conception. Okay, yeah. Scarcely my conception of a luxury cruiser, but this is no time to be fastidious. Moments... Oops. About to watch Daredevil and searching for a second job. Well, hopefully you have good luck. This stuff out there. I heard, I've been hearing mixed things about Daredevil. I haven't watched any reviews about it yet. I'm still excited to watch it because Vincent Del something and that other actor, Charlie Cox, love those guys. And anything that brings Punisher back is more than welcomed as well. So I wonder if they're going to bring up the fact that he borked She-Hulk. I think that'll come up. Moments later, the surging waters themselves bear the courageous X-Men downstream. You know, I'd feel a whole lot better about this whole mission if we had some kind of idea about what Lucifer is up to. So would we all, Angel, but whatever his scheme, we are sworn to combat it. You're welcome, buddy. I want to see everybody doing okay, you know? And with all this stuff going on with the economy, which I could rant on about for days, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just dark out there right now. It sucks. Not seeing many lights at the end of the tunnel these days. Far be it from the humble beast to interrupt your rhetorical reflections, but we seem to be approaching the entrance to the underground segment of the river. I've been up to, bro, living the life. I got my hydroponic stuff set up. Here, I'll show you. I was checking in on it this morning, and I already got a bunch of little sproutlings, seeds germinating and whatnot. Let's see if I can get my pictures. There it is. Yeah, so here's the grow tent that I use. It's pretty decent size. It's set up in a way where if I ever want to expand it, I can kind of open this flap up here and then connect another tent to it. So it's expandable. It's modular. I like it. And you can see all the portholes in it you can use to ventilate heat and air and whatever. Yeah, it's worth doing, I think. It took me a long time to get all the pieces together, but I've done it. So I have, let's see, I got 4 big trays, then a bunch of smaller trays, 2 pots, and then I got 2 other big trays on the side. It's my ventilation system, basically to pump out all the oxygen that's being produced by the plants. And if it gets too hot, I could also ventilate the air, to keep it cool. Of course, I got some oscillating fans. It's the containers I use. You can see the lights on this one over here on the left. And this one I didn't have a special light for, but it's still growing okay. I have my main, this up here is like the main grow light for anything that doesn't have an individual light for the seeds. Not ideal, but I got individual lights in most of them. See, here you can see I've got little grow lights on each level of the shelf. So everybody's getting some sun. And this is a close-up of the bigger trays that I'm using. You can see I'm using rock wool as the base for the seeds to germinate in. And I soaked it for 24 hours in like a nutrient water solution, and then cut them into squares, and then you just throw seeds in it, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy. Oh, and also you can kind of see underneath all of the trays, I have heating mats to speed up the process of seed germination. So right now, shit, I just closed all my windows, didn't I? That sucks. But yeah, I'm slowly getting things going. It took me about a year to get everything I needed to do the growing. Gotta get back to, I accidentally closed all my streaming windows. All right, we're good. But I also want to get some mushrooms going as well. But once you figure out like some of the basic stuff, it's not too hard to get going. And honestly, you don't even really necessarily need like a whole grow tent for all that. Like if you don't have any pets, then you can plant all around your house. All right, got all my windows open again. Let's get some music going. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but eventually I want to get some mushrooms going. Obviously, I want to grow some magic mushrooms. I've already got a bunch of spore samples for my collection of magic mushrooms I want to grow. And I want to grow some shiitake mushrooms. Quite I think they're called. Reishi. I'll probably start with those for my regular eaten mushrooms. All right, let's get back into it. Oops. And as the dark, foreboding walls of a subterranean cavern close menacingly about them. What a place! If Lucifer's hideout is around here, I don't care much for his taste. You and me both, Bobby boy. Quiet, everybody, listen. Some strange muffled sound. It seems to be coming from directly beneath us. I concur. One almost suspects that the creature from the Black Lagoon is his interior decorator. I'm doing it again. Been reading too much manga. Keep reading from right to left. But before the startled teenagers can act, disaster. The raft, it's breaking up. Try to stay together, it's our only chance. A monstrous whirlpool. It appeared without warning, pulling us down. It's Lucifer. He knows we're here, and he's trying to destroy us. Most sagacious deduction, my feathered friend. The mind positively boggles at your prodigious powers of perception. What an asshole. How do you have time to say all that while you're getting killed? Now, if you'll advise us how to escape, we'll all vote you for class president. Don't fret, Marvelite. We'll pick up on our merry mistreated mutants before you can spell Irving Forbush. Doesn't mean anything to me. But meanwhile, what of Professor X, who waits anxiously above for some word of success or failure? That's strange. I lost telepathic contact with them when they entered that underground tunnel. It's almost as if some fantastically potent force suddenly erected a mental barrier between us. I must pierce it before it's too late. Thus, completely absorbed in intense concentration, Xavier fails to detect two massive inhuman figures approaching behind him. Really? They must make a lot of noise. Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows what they're made out of? Attention, X-Men. Report at once. Do you read me? It's no use. I'm too far away to contact them.
Unbelievable. You've got to be telling the truth. You already know everything about me. I told
Why is my music talking? Try this one. The next instant, robots. They've bound me with some sort of metal band that can't break free, and they're immune to my mental blast. Then I'm defenseless. Is this the robot speaking, or is this Lucifer speaking? Yeah, I keep going from reading, Japanese mangas, and where you're basically reading backwards, and then I'm hopping back into comics, having to read American.
It's time we start.
I guess I'll make this guy sound like Lucifer since he was probably built by them anyways.
So you're going to tell me.
Again, why is my music talking again? I just want some nice ambient music. Ambient comic music. Whatever, we're going back to X-Men. Of course. Did you hope to challenge the power of Dominus? The power of Dominus. I like making Lucifer sound like an asshole. Come, Robot Beta. We shall bear this reluctant prize to our master. It shall be done, Robot Alpha. Perhaps this is best, for only in this way can I gain access to our foe's Sanctum Sanctorium. I find it hard to believe anybody would ever use Sanctum Sanctorium honestly within their own thoughts. But who is Dominus? Whoosh. We have captured the first of the one group which might endanger our plans. Soon we shall ensure the others as well. Then they are still free, and perhaps they will be able to fathom Lucifer's master plan and stop him while there is still time. For while the breath of life remains in one X-Man, Lucifer will never be free to perpetuate new evil. But below, in caverns measureless to man, an exuliant Lucifer sees things quite differently. And the star thing brings us to the bottom here, which says, "Who says this isn't the Marvel age of quality quotations? Coleridge buff Stan. Why? Why do any of that? Who cares? Why are you making that edit? I don't get it. Now, with my most formidable foe a helpless captive, there remains only to dispose his meddlesome teenage allies. Teenage allies. Then the victory is ours. But first, I must hasten to the main chamber to greet my implacable enemy, so that I may fully relish my long-awaited victory." Yeah, he's an alien, so this is how they learned how to speak English. They all sound like that. And precisely 30 seconds later, the two determined enemies once again meet, face to face, as the fate of the Earth itself hangs precariously in the balance. Precariously. I'm gonna apply to be a sous chef and just yell at people. Yeah, just call everybody fucking donkeys. Hey, you fucking donkey! There's not enough meatballs on this. I don't know. Yeah, that could be fun for a second. Here, master, is the Earthling you sent us after. Do you wish us to dispose of him forever? No, for I have waited too long for this moment to come. The moment when he who foiled my first attempts at conquest on this puny planet now stands before me in abject defeat. Look around you, Xavier. Behold the awesome, totally indestructible machine known as Dominios. For with this ultra-complex mechanism, I shall enslave your entire world. Don't be too certain of that. Remember, there are others who know of your insane plan. My X-Men will stop you in your tracks. Is insane the right word? Will they? I think not. We got the large vision screen on my left. Oh, Visi screen. The large Visi screen on my left. And see how ineffectual your vaunted X-Men are against the power of Lucifer. Oh, yeah, it was a lot bigger than I thought. Then, observing the screen indicated by his gloating captor, the professor sees... I'm safe! Luckily, my wings enable me to break the whirlpool's grip. But what of Marvel Girl and the rest? I can't let anything happen to them. They're still down below. JD, do you have any jobs in particular you're vying for? There can only be one choice for an X-Man. I must go back. No matter what danger lurks beneath these swirling waters, we'll face it together. A single, mind-rending second that seems an eternity, and then... Made it. I'm under the... Oh wait, no, that's, boring. Made it. I'm under the whirlpool, in a huge subterranean cavern. From the looks of it, From the look of all these pipes, this must be Lucifer's headquarters. And there's Marvel Girl and Cyclops. Hurry, Angel. I can't hold on much longer. There you are, a little damp but still intact. But what about Iceman and the Beast? They must have come up elsewhere in this cave. We've got to find them. Wait a minute, both of you. There's some sort of opening right over there. Well, at least he's not sitting on him. Yeah, I see it too. Could it be that our missing bunnies got there ahead of us? It's worth a look. It's worth a look-see anyway. Come on, Psych, I'll give you a lift. I only pray that nothing has happened to them. If they've been harmed, Jean... If they've been harmed, Jean, there's no power of Earth that will protect Lucifer from us. However, as the grim trio set upon the underground landing, it's a trap. Some sort of transparent cage is closing about us. Quick, Marvel Girl, use her telekinetic power to force the walls back. I can't. The force behind them is too great. We're caught. Then, abruptly, our scene switches to where the bulky Hank McCoy plows desperately through the murky waters. My lungs are bursting. The vortex of the whirlpool hurled me down to the very bottom of this river. I must surface soon or it's bye-bye beastie. A moment later, the anthropoid X-Men's urgent wish is granted. Or is it? Many thanks, friend, for lending the imperiled beast a helping hand. But what a hand. I strongly suspect I have gone from the frying pan into the blast furnace. Here is one of the remaining mutants, Robot Gamma, the one known as the Beast. A most ungainly specimen, but where is the other human still unaccounted for? Wherever he is, you'll never locate him. And even as Hank struggles vainly to free himself, the fifth X-Man enters the fray. Got to hit that oversized garbage pail with an icy surfboard at full speed. Otherwise, the Beast and I are both in hot water. Was the Silver Surfer like a thing at this point, I wonder? I did it. The impact sent the robot spiraling. But what about the other one? Crack! Many thanks, Robert. Your arrival was most propitious. Propitious. No? Propitious. Propitious. There we go. Your arrival was most propitious. Most propitious indeed. Allow me to attend our other clinking compeer, if you will. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, if you'll forgive the capricious cliché. I don't know, why would the robot make an audible noise of like pain and struggling? That means it was programmed to be that way. Like, you've got to program feelings into it. I'll take your word for it. Right now, let's make ourselves scarce, pal. As always, lad, our minds are kindred spirits. Let's retreat indeed. Let's depart, Mr. Drake. Mr. Drake boy, while the departing is good. The noble beast shall lead the way. I'm with you, Mr. McCoy. And yet, it almost seems as if our haired-breadth escape was achieved too easily. I hate those boots. Suddenly, look out! A metal wall dropping into place, and we're on a collision course with it. While in the very heart of Lucifer's subterranean stronghold. Observe, Xavier, how easily I have disposed of your group's threat to me. Thus shall your entire planet fall before the might of we who tread the cosmos itself. Then it's true, what I always sensed. Lucifer is an agent of some alien star-spawned race. So this is kind of like their first... No, Lucifer came before the Stranger, I think. Can't remember. Either Lucifer's the first alien threat they fought, or the Stranger was. Kind of a shame that the movies never explored like the sci-fi angle with X-Men very often. Like, we've had so many movies and no one's gone to space yet. Like, when are we gonna get a fucking X-Men in space? Come on. And that one movie doesn't count because it sucked ass. And that was like just in the beginning. Still, though, my mind cannot yet pierce the mental screen with which he completely surrounds himself. Perhaps I can still trick him into providing the means of his own defeat. You overestimate yourself, Lucifer. Earth cannot be conquered by a few gimmicks and a handful of robots. So you wish further proof of our powers? Then listen while I speak of Dominus. Or Dominus. Dominus? Oh, wait, no. Dominus? Yes, for ages now, my race has perfected in Dominus, a weapon of indescribable potency. And through it, the entire universe lies within our reach. Eons ago, we created the ultimate machine, Dominus, as well as the complex robots needed to operate it. So, this guy's been using the same robots for eons? Eons are what, like 1,000,000 years or something like that? Billion years? So, that's a long time without like some kind of update, you know? And while your Earth was still a mass of floating gases, we began to extend sway to nearby worlds. Always the same pattern, always the same. We establish our headquarters in secret on the unsuspecting planet, and when the time is ripe, we strike. Yeah, I like the idea of like a race of Elmer Fuds out there, you know? Soon your world, like so many before it, shall be blanketed by ways designed to take away the independent will of everyone on Earth. I feel like that would have worked for like a day. There's so many different, like, he's not really accounting for any of the superhero teams and people that can specifically guard against that shit. Maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he's got a plan for everything. It was for this express purpose that the irresistible machine that we call Dominus, as well as the indispensable robots that alone can operate it, were teleported to Earth through beams of ionic light. Even now, the robots make the final preparations. Soon you will witness the end of mankind's rule on Earth. You're insane! No mere machine can possess such awesome power. Do you still not believe? Then watch the screen and see for yourself. Behold the scene of our last conquest, a planet of the star Sirius. Once it boasted a great and advanced civilization. Now its inhabitants serve as mere automatons. Why are they human? Why do they look human? And so, with that once mighty race now reduced to servile slavery, Dominus has been sent here. Soon your puny sphere shall share the fate of countless worlds before it. Thus it shall ever be. Thus it shall ever be, for it is our destiny to command. So this is the mad plan of conquest begun a decade ago, and which I have always known to be I was destined to combat. If even half of what he says is true, Earth could be in the greatest danger it's ever known. While elsewhere, in the vast underground complex, it's no use, I can't break free. What about you, Scott? Negative. It looks as if Lucifer has us right where he wants us. My wings are useless in a situation like this, but I must keep trying. If only we could establish mental contact with the Professor Xavier. Cyclops, what of Iceman and the Beast? We haven't seen them since we were separated by that man-made whirlpool. We can only hope that they are still free, and that somehow they will be able to smash Lucifer's plan, whatever it may be. Wait, someone's approaching, fast. It's Bobby and Hank, but they've been captured by giant robots. What on earth? Put these mortals in the cosmic crystalline cube with the others. Hear that? Maybe we'll get our chance yet. Careful, Angel. Wait until they open one side of our prison, and then... But before the X-Men's deputy leader can finish... We're being hurled backwards. It's some sort of invisible force activated automatically, as if the opposite side of the cube opens. We should have known. They're only toying with us. Now to hold. We are receiving a mental call from Lucifer. He demands our presence at once. We shall deal with these later. They're treating us as if we're mere caged animals, to be dealt with at their leisure. Perhaps that's all we are to them. Or perhaps that's all we are to them. I only hope that the Beast and Iceman are all right. Perhaps together we can manage to escape. Yeah, they're pretty boned. Like, really, they should have just sucked the oxygen out of that thing if they didn't want to get messy. They seem to be unhurt, only dazed. What happened to you two? I'm not sure, but I feel like the Lincoln Tunnel collapsed on me. My sensations precisely, my curricular colleague. Look alive, X-Men. It would appear that we're about to go on a little trip. And then, as a third gargantuan metal form appears, I was sent to escort the prisoners to a new location while you report to Lucifer. Excellent, Robot Epsilon, but hurry, for the hour of attack grows near. Our cage is... Oh, wait, no. Our cage is starting to move. Sounds if we haven't much time left. We must do something. Genie girl, the beginnings of a plan are taking cognate shape in my calculating cranium. Could you project a minuscule amount of telekinetic energy through our glass cage? I think I see what you have in mind, Hank. I'll try. One of the first robots flipped that tiny lever in order to open the front of this cage. Perhaps as we pass by it, I can do the same. You did it, Marvel Girl! And then, as the front of the transparent prison silently lowers, I think I've located a weak point on the robot's back. If I'm wrong, we're doomed. Good old Cyclops, always the very soul of optimism. You've got him, Scott, but will your blast stop him? The next moment, a high-flying angel gets his answer, as the monstrous creature topples lifelessly to the floor. He's down for the count. You must have short-circuited him. This is no time to pat ourselves on the back. Who knows how many of these things are lurking about? One thing's for sure, Psych. A cheerful Charlie you're not. Listen, Listen, we seem to have some sort of alarm. Just our luck. Knocking out that tin can terror must have done it. Whatever the reason, we're in for it now. You're right, and I've a hunch the rest of them won't give me such a clean shot at them. Let's go. The bounding beast shall lead the way. Unfortunately, there's just one way we can go. Forward, right into Lucifer's own headquarters. And then, in the central chamber, the fateful alarm does not escape the notice of an angered Lucifer. That is the signal that one of your fellow robots has been disabled. Doubtless by the infernal X-Men. Now go hunt them down and show them no mercy. Must keep probing deeper, for the future of humanity hangs in the balance. So, Xavier, you prefer to pretend indifference to the fate of your precious mutants. Then know this, I shall no longer be content to merely recapture them. The X-Men must be destroyed. Meanwhile, 5 grim figures, tense but unafraid in the midst of menace, are approaching ever nearer. It's fantastic. We seem to be wandering through endless corridors of ultra-scientific machinery. All that's missing is a Boris Karloff. I don't understand who that is. He may pop up yet. Quiet, everybody. 2 more robots zooming our way. Out of sight, quick. Then, almost before the wary X-Men can take cover, those babies are traveling like they mean business. A most grievous understatement, Mr. Drake. When do we stop hiding and start fighting? Soon, Angel, but not yet. Zoom. X-Men, this is Professor Xavier. You must do as I direct without question, without hesitation. Telepathic thoughts from the Professor. Great. Now we'll see some action. Oh, wait, no, that's Warren. Great. Now we'll see some action. Wait until I get my hands on Lucifer. Wait. Listen, there's more. Under no circumstances must you attempt to damage the gigantic mechanical complex which is called Dominus. Dominus? So that's it. This immense machine itself is the danger to Earth we're pledged to defeat, rather than the robots. Check, Cycle Boy, and here's a passage which looks like it leads to the very heart of that machine. Let's scramble through it and do some tube smashing while we've still got the chance. No, Angel, that's just what the professor said we mustn't do. He must have some sort of plan. But how do we know that mental command was from the professor? After all, we left him on the surface. I don't know about the rest of you, but when this high-flying bird is going to have a look at the menace called Dominus. I keep wanting to say Dominus. Dominus. Angel, wait! Warren's right, Scott. Lucifer might be somehow duplicating the professor's telepathic thoughts. Yeah, so Psych just wants to follow orders like a good soldier, but the rest of them are like, this can't be fucking right. He wants to destroy this thing. Anyway, Psych, we can't afford to take the chance. Then, emerging in the very center of the colossal subterranean complex, the X-Men suddenly behold Lucifer and Professor X. Then I was right. The messages were true. But were they, Cyclops? The professor's so still, so unmoving, almost as if he's under Lucifer's mental domination. I must concur, my bird-like buddy, that your diagnosis seems most probable. That must be it, otherwise why would he just sit there staring unseeingly ahead instead of contacting us again? Think what you will, fools. No matter what actions you may take, you are doomed to fail against the science that comes from the stars. Did you hear that? He's gotta be referring to this monstrous piece of machinery. It's a trick. I tell you, he's trying to confuse us. And in your case, he succeeded, chum. Still, what are we going to do? Time is so short. And getting shorter, female. Look, our alien antagonist is scurrying for a weapon. Female? Really, Beast? Oh, no you don't, Lucifer. I'll use your own cloak to stop you. Curse you, Marvel Girl. My robots will destroy you all. Maybe, maybe not. I'll keep you so tangled in your cape that you won't be able to call them. In that same instant, that tears it. I'm ripping up everything I can before Lucifer's metallic errand boys show up. No, you can't. The professor said the results would be disastrous. But disastrous for who? Us or Lucifer? Sorry, Sight, but I'm with Angel in this go-around. Angel, come back! Don't force me to stop you! No use. He won't listen, then I have no choice. What a butthole. Be curious to see who's right in all this. Thus, before the unbelieving eyes of his fellow X-Men, the deputy leader fires on the flying form above. Zach. He did it! Wait. He did it! Cyclops stopped the Angel just before he could reach those wires. Stunned! I can't fly! I don't know what's gotten into Cyclops, but here's where I knock it out of him. Oh, I can't slow him down fast enough. Fear not, never fear, for the beast is here. Between the two of us we'll break his fall. And even as Hank McCoy lithely catches the plummeting angel, an angry Iceman hurls his own frigid weapon, only to see... There, my telekinetic powers deflected that chunk of ice. Marvel girl, are you out of your tree? Are you gonna let him get away with ray beaming the angel? Use your eyes, Iceman, like Jean did. She knows I only dazed Angel. He'll be all right in a minute. Can't you see? All of mankind is at stake, while we battle among ourselves. All I see is that you blasted Angel to protect this machine. No, Bobby, he was just obeying orders. Professor Xavier knows better than we do how to combat Dominus. And Lucifer. If indeed it was the professor who contacted us mentally, which I doubt. And furthermore, what's that sound behind me? Beast, look out, it's one of the robots. I didn't think it was Soupy Sales. What the fuck does that mean? While below, a maniacal laugh arises from the throat of the fallen Lucifer, free at last of Marvel Girl's telekinetic attack. Good. The first of my Jesus. Good. The first of my 5 surviving robots dives for the kill. Destroy the mortals, Robot Delta, at any price. Not one of the accursed X-Men must remain alive. However, even before the angered alien could finish, Scrack. A noble try, my frenzy friend, but it's obvious you do not possess the amazing agility of Nimble Beast. Holy smoke, the robot was completely demolished and the machine was unharmed. But I don't understand. Why did the robot attack so recklessly that it was destroyed? That's it. The secret of the professor's telepathic warning. Uh-oh. Save it for later, Scotty boy. Here comes another one. First, the helpless one, then the others. Who's speaking? And it's heading straight for Angel. Duck, Warren. I can't move, my wings still numb. Then, as 2 powerful metal hands reach out for the stricken X-Men, zit. Thanks, Sight, you came through in a pinch. That almost makes me forget that you'd made me such a vulnerable target in the first place. I can't explain that now, Warren. The intense energy blast left me weak also. So, you don't know how sorry I am to hear you say that, Sight, cause here comes the remaining 3 robots moving fast. Quickly, Bobby. A curved ice shield, it's our only hope. Hurry, Angel. Right, everybody on this platform on the double. Look, the robots, they're firing simultaneous rays at us from their fingertips. Lucifer commands us to attack with full force. Destroy, destroy. Then, astoundingly, it worked. Oh wait, no, that's Iceman. It worked. My ice shield deflected their deadly rays so that they hit the machine, and it fired them back at Lucifer's mechanical chums. Just to think, if the shield hadn't been curved, the blast would have hit more solidly, and probably broken through. That's how energy works. Perish the thought. Below, for the first time since the conflict began, Professor X speaks. Your robots are finished, Lucifer. Your scheme is ended. It was your doing, Xavier, you and your accursed X-Men. But I shall yet live to have my revenge. Wait, that noise, the Supreme One calls. Bleep, 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 bleep. Slowly, haltingly, like a man in a dream, the defeated alien mounts the dais before a giant screen. Why don't they just blast his head off right now? Agent 1, why have the acti signals from the robot ceased? It is because they have been demolished, Supreme One, by an advanced band of Earthlings. I have no excuses. I only ask for mercy at your hands. Mercy? You dare ask for mercy after sacrificing the Ultra robots, without which Dominus is useless, without which our other enslaved worlds will rise in revolt? This then shall be your fate. You shall be banished to a nameless dimension where neither time nor space exists. No, you cannot sentence me thus. After I have given you your conquest for countless years, you cannot. Professor, are you all right? We were afraid. Yes, I am fine, Hank, but I'm afraid Lucifer won't be in a few seconds. The next moment, there is a sudden, blinding glare, a tumultuous rushing of air, and... whoosh. I'm vanishing, being hurled into eternal exile. Help me, X-Men, help me! Who's speaking? I guess that's Professor X, and we'll just say it's Jean. The shaft of light, it reappeared. Dominus is being drawn back into space, and Lucifer is fading into nothingness. There's nothing we can do. Then, as the beam fades away, a wary Professor Xavier answers the unspoken questions of his wary charges. My probing revealed that Dominus would resist all your efforts to destroy it, hurling back any force used against it. That is why I told you to concentrate on the robots, who were indispensable to its operation. Meanwhile, I managed to pierce Lucifer's mental screen at close range and led him to command the robots too recklessly. Then that's why you seem so distant, as if you were under his control. Correct, Angel. I could not afford to relax my willpower long enough to explain things further to you. And so, we saved the cause of human freedom on Earth, Professor, and never learned where our enemy came from. True, Cyclops, but still, we won, and that, after all, is the only thing of importance. Next issue, Count Nefaria. Enough said. Alright, not bad. I thought that was an alright little arc there. I can dig it. You know, they dealt with the main threat, but they left enough. If they want to explore more later on, they can. I want to know more about these aliens. Like, it's pretty scary to think, like, they just press the "you're fired" button and then they, like, send you to the fucking Phantom Zone. That's, some harsh penalties for failure. See if we can learn any good trivia. Doesn't look like it. You know what, though? I am going to cheat. I want to see what this race is. Dominus was the channel by which the alien race named the Arcane conquered planet after planet. At Lucifer's command post, the Supreme One contacted his agent, explaining that the time was ready for his true purpose, which was to deploy Dominus. Dominus and Lucifer were temporarily defeated by Professor Charles Xavier, who suffered a debilitating injury in the process. Xavier's X-Men would later defeat Lucifer. Dominus employed a number of servants, aka the Desert Dwellers, in contending with the costume champions who opposed his attempts to conquer Earth. Alright. So you don't really get much beyond this, I guess. It sounds like that they flesh out the alien race a little more. Yeah, he kind of just looks like a discount Magneto with a skirt. Prove me wrong. It looks like he does appear later on. Trying to see if we can learn anything about his race. Here's the Supreme One. His goofy-ass helmet. Supreme One was the apparent leader of the alien. Now they're called something else. The Quists. I thought they were called the Arcane. The Quais, known as Lucifer, is the villain responsible for Professor. Okay, I guess that canon sticks. He lost his legs to an alien. What are you gonna do? I guess they just didn't really do much with the alien race themselves. We'll see. It might surprise me. It's like we're getting a new supervillain, or is that? I see like a whole gang of people. Again, I cannot stand these floating heads. It looks silly. That's some silliness. Let's get a good look at this cover while I smoke at a bowl. All right, I'm gonna name these people myself. We're gonna have we're gonna call the leader Bad Touch. The first guy in green we'll call Butt Plug. We got this ninja looking guy who kind of looks like he should be skiing, maybe. We're gonna call him the Skier. We'll call him Straw Man, Pumpkinhead, and Green Meanie. There we go. These do look like a group of assholes. Gangway, here comes a startling stampede of yesteryear's most sensational supervillains. Is that supposed to be, what's his face? Mastermind? No, not Mastermind. The guy that makes illusions. Jason something. Can't think of his name. Last we saw him, I think he got turned to stone or some shit. If that's who I think it is. Unclear. Divided we fall. Count Nefaria. I don't know why, but I thought it would be a chick with a name like that. Nefaria. I guess his name is Count Nefaria. That's who that must be. I'm assuming they're going to like whatever backwards country he's from. Like it's gonna be a traveling comic. Especially now that they got their new jet, their new plane. I wonder if they were selling toys at this point of the X-Men. Bro, you did not just call. Hey, if you can think of a better name, have at thee. Yeah, I'm gonna call him the human butt plug. Just what a superpower is. All right. Get a nice little smoke break in. I gotta think about the kind of voice I want to use for these freaks. Send it to me through a message, I think. DM me. Because I think my bot automatically gets rid of links or something. There she is.
All right, Autobots. We're just about ready to assault the Decepticon outpost. Cliffjumper,
Yes, Optimus, I'm right here.
Bumblebee and I will get the soldiers ready. You and Reach Around scout ahead for a clear path so we avoid any detection.
You got it. Wait, but what?
We roll out at 0600. If there's enemy patrol, give us the heads up and...
Hold. Reach around who?
Huh? Oh, Reach Around. He's a new recruit. I want you to take him along for...
That's really his name?
Yeah?
His name is Reach Around?
Yes, his name is Reach Around.
Who names an Autobot Reach Around?
What's wrong with a name like that?
I mean, it's just, it's just a bit of a strange name, don't you think?
I wouldn't say it's strange at all. Reach Around. It sounds strong. Powerful, even.
You really don't know what that
Powerful,
word means.
even.
What's there to know?
Do you know what a Reach Around is?
If I had to assume, it's when you reach around something. Which is what we're going to do to infiltrate the Decepticon base.
Okay, no, that's that. Oh, jeez, how do I even explain this?
Look, if you're going to be weird about it, I can send you with someone else.
I'm not saying I can't work with him.
Well, you seem really distracted by this. And to be honest, we can't afford distractions right now. This assault has to happen today, because tomorrow's the Sabbath. But you know, Cliffjumper, these new recruits, they need field experience. And you're someone I trust to show them the ropes.
Well, I mean, thanks, Optimus. I'm happy to. Who else have you got?
Handjob?
Excuse me?
Handjob. Sorry, I thought you met him already. He's also new. You could take him
No
along.
fucking way.
What?
That's not his. That's
I
not
bet
his
Handjob's
name.
always
It's no
busy.
His name is not fucking Handjob. That's-
Language. Jeez, Cliffjumper. What's gotten in your circuits?
No. Okay, listen. We got a guy named Ratchet. He fixes us up. Like a ratchet.
Okay, sure.
And you're Optimus because you're like optimistic about everything.
I mean, only most of the time.
And Bumblebee's yellow, self-explanatory. So, why in Primus's name is this guy named Handjob?
Because he works with his hands. He's a demolition expert, so his job is hands-on. Handjob.
That is such a reach.
Well, then why is your name Cliffjumper? You're not jumping off cliffs all the time.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I've seen you drive on airstrips. Why don't we just call you Stripper?
No, that makes no sense.
Not every name has to make sense. Sometimes a name is just a name, and there's nothing wrong with Handjob. Instead of being all uppity, at least get to know the guy. He's a good soldier.
I'm sure he is.
Really has a grip on things. A firm grasp for close encounters.
You can't be this naive.
All I'm saying is Handjob is a decent fellow, and you might like him. You could use a handjob in your life.
Please don't say that.
Optimus! Come in, Optimus! Can you hear me?
Hang on, I gotta take this. Come in, buttplug.
Are you fucking joking?
Hang on, Cliffjumper. I can't hear buttplug. Come in, buttplug.
You gotta have a butt
You've been on
plug in the
Earth this
crew.
long, and you don't know what that is.
All right, you know what? Why don't you tell me what you think it means?
You want me to explain what a butt plug is?
Yes, please explain to me what a buttplug is.
It's a thing that I can't believe I'm having this conversation. It's a thing that humans use for stimulating themselves during sex. They plug their butts.
Plug their... How do you even know this stuff?
Look, this poor... I mean, I got friends outside of this, but that's not the point. This poor guy is named after something that summed up someone's...
And what?
Shit.
Oh, boy.
Is that what you really think of me?
No, it's not that. It's just...
What even was it that you said? I'm a toy that goes up butts? You really think I'm that shitty?
No one's saying you're shitty, butt plug. Cliff Jumper, look what you did. You upset butt plug.
What? No, that's not what
This name means something, you know. I came from a long line of honorable Autobots. My creator was a butt plug. His creator was a butt plug. There has been a butt plug in my family for centuries.
And that's definitely a long line of butt plugs.
And we're union folk, you know.
A lot of butt
But
plugs.
Savage Ronin rights, we butt plugs. We've always pushed through to the end.
That's
That's very brave of you, butt plug.
But if that's what you really think of me, then I'll just pull out.
Don't pull out, butt plug.
Do you hear yourself?
Not all at
Don't
once.
bother. I know well enough when I'm not whining around. Butt plug, pulling out. I'm a butt plug.
You just had to be a butt plug's ass, didn't you?
I feel like I'm going crazy.
Maybe if you didn't spend so much time railing on people's names, you'd be happier with your life. Didn't have to tug hand job like that.
Come on.
Or shove butt plugs so aggressively.
Seriously?
Could have just settled for a reach around.
All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Wait, Cliff. Oy vey. You think the Decepticons have to deal with this sort of thing? If it's as confusing as this, I hope so. So the Autobots think they can take us by surprise. Well, we certainly have a surprise for them. Allow me to introduce our newest, most powerful recruit yet. With cock and ball torture, the Autobots will bend over to the Decepticon. Wait, his name is what?
Cock and ball man torture. That's great. Kind of reminds me of the old G.I. Joe parodies. I'm gonna put on a few more parodies while I have a little smoke-see.
This is cool. Hey, I want to go check this out. Cool. Hey, can I try that? Hey. Oh, hey. Oh, you're not my friend.
I'm just kidding with you.
Hey man, who's that weird dude you're talking to, bro?
My friends are here.
Thank you
cool.
for showing
See you
me,
later.
We got pretty similar tastes.
Is he okay?
I want someone to take me to the hospital.
You sure about that? Hey, who's that?
Sure about that?
Nice catch, Blanco Nino. But too bad your ass got sad.
G.I. Joe!
Oh man, check out that thing, man.
What do you want to do with it?
Let's launch over it.
Let's launch over.
Who wants a body massage?
Who wants a body massage?
What did he just say to us?
Who wants a body massage?
Mr. Body Massage Machine, gone.
What the hell?
Body massage.
G.I. Joe!
Speaking of logs, I'm gonna take the Casby kids down to the river. It's on your sleeve, get fire on your sleeve. Okay. Alright. Stop.
Aline ayo iske shina niyan kilo.
You didn't take anything out of our tent, did you?
Jangan talai.
So good.
That one there's the penis pump.
That's no fair. You're no
Holy cow, I'm totally going so fast. Oh, fuck!
Hell, fuck!
Oh, we gotta do what you do, what you do.
Hey, what the fuck are you kids doing on my fucking lawn? And don't look at me when I'm fucking talking to you.
Don't look at me
Get
when
off
I'm
my
fucking
eyes,
talking
you
to
little
you.
wankers. Alright, give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
Do you know my dad?
Oh,
G.I. Joe!
What is this? Just look at the door, Johnny. Look.
Why any of this?
G.I. Joe!
Oh, that's great. All right, let's get back to it. Gonna need myself a sip though. Drink some of my mushroom juice. Yeah, all these villains look like straight up assholes. Like we will never see these people at Comic-Con. Although I could see some fucking nerd dressing up like Count Nefaria there and doing like the whole fedora tip thing and saying shit like "my lady." I feel like I've seen that guy. Everyone else though. All right, so we got let's see if I can remember. Count Nefaria, Butt Plug, the Skier, Strawman, Pumpkinhead, Green Meanie. Divided we fall. X-Men, the most unusual fighting team of all time. Divided we fall. The scene. The Fantastic Danger Room in X-Men HQ, where the world's most unique superhero team have spent countless grueling hours developing to the peak their fighting prowess. That doesn't make any damn sense. I'll read it again. And if it makes sense, then, you know, that'll make no sense to me. The scene. The Fantastic Danger Room in the X-Men HQ, where the world's most unique superhero team have spent countless grueling hours developing to the peak their fighting prowess. Yeah, no, that sounds like stupid nonsense. But now, as they enter the familiar chamber, the miraculous mutants find themselves confronting a new and awesome sight. That apparition, it's huge. We're all dwarfed by its mere shadow. It's a robot, but more enormous, more powerful looking than we've ever faced. Excuse me. That is correct, Angel. Since two of your most crucial missions of late have involved robot menaces, I have devised this ultimate test to see what you have learned. Therefore, meet Colosso. Hell yeah, I want Colosso to make a comeback. Yipes, couldn't you just have given us a written quiz for a change, Professor? He looks as mean as the Sentinels and Lucifer's Ultra Androids rolled into one. Get with it, Bobby. We've licked robots before, and we'll give this one the same treatment. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Colosso, a most appropriate appellation indeed. He makes King Kong look like an organ grinder's monkey. What does that mean? An organ grinder's monkey? That sounds like something I say when I'm way too high. Since Stan is on vacation now, let's see how a swinging staff handles a yarn all by their lonesome. Editor Emeritus Stan Lee. Script by Roy Thomas. Art by Jay Gabbing. Inking by Dick Ayers. Lettering by Artie Simek. Colosso by Irving Forbush Robotics Inc. Get fucked, Tony. The next moment, the dramatic tableau is shattered as the massive metal figure strides ominously forward. Okay, Psych, the professor's leaving us on our own, so you better make with the deputy leader bit, and fast. You can't fight an enemy until you know something about him. So the first thing we've got to do is find out the robot's powers. Great thinking, pal, but what'll Colosso be doing in the meantime? Those strange multicolored lights, they have an almost hypnotic effect. All right, X-Men, you have 5 minutes to defeat Colosso. The time period begins now. You're entirely too beneficent, sir. Oh, that bitch is big. He kind of reminds me of that robot in Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball. The Metal Man. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of this guy. Brothers, you tell me. Look at this one, even looks more like him. Did Toriyama steal from X-Men? Well, somebody has to get the old ball rolling. It may as well be me. Wait, you're flying directly at the android? Fly an evasion course, Angel, and be careful not to be dazed by those flashing lights. Relax, Worry Warts. With my speed, I can fly circles around this. Oh. I got Angel, he's falling. Oh wait, no, it got Angel. It got Angel, he's falling. I'm paralyzed. I can't fly. Don't worry, Warren. I'll stop your fall telekinetically. So that's his main power, just another crummy blast ray. They're like bored. It's like, oh wow, another fucking beam of energy? Real original ass. A sheet of solid ice on the floor around him will put the skids to that overgrown trash can. If it worked on the Sentinels, it ought to work on Colosso. Good work, Iceman, but he isn't moving now, and I haven't enough mental energy to push him over. Well, at least Bobby's stopped him long enough for me to recover. He can't advance without falling. However, to the X-Men's surprise... Uh-oh. Heat jets from his legs melting the ice. A pushover this character isn't. A most astute deduction, my frostbitten friend. Then, the most powerful and most tragic of the mutant band steps to the fore. Out of the way, all of you. I'm unleashing my power beam. If I can damage a vital spot, then the rest of you will be able to finish him off. The only time I'm not a menace to society is when I'm combating one. Careful with those beady little eyes of yours, Psych. You almost pulverized the noble beast. The robots are made of a material that repels my beam. I should have guessed. Things aren't exactly looking up. If Psych's eye beams can't stop Colosso, what can? Plump, thunk, thud. Yet the professor's tests are always capable of solution. There must be a way. Don't despair, lads. Relief is just a second away. But first it behooves me to get behind my potent prey. Careful, Hank. It'll take more than raw strength to defeat the robot. Whew. Really fried my throat with that last toke. That's better. Fear not, female. Have I not always held that violence is the last refuge of the incompetent? I merely wish to throw it off balance so that Scott can have another go at it. It ducked. How frustrating. But it couldn't have seen me unless the professor is guiding it from below. No, Hank, I am only supplying it with power. The answer to your question lies elsewhere.
Assemble.
Then, the momentarily stymied, we'll go stimid. Then, the momentarily stimid X-Men regroup on the floor as we struck out acting separately. It's time to show what teamwork can do. Sure, that must be it, the same way we managed to defeat our previous robot opponents. But first we've got to find his weakness. I'm with you, Psych, but we'd better hurry. Our 5 minutes are almost over. Tempus fugits indeed. I don't know what that means. I'm too stupid. Oh, don't look now, but it would appear that Colosso is getting restless. Here he comes. And he looks mad. The professor must have equipped him with a temper, in addition to everything else. We can worry about that in a second. Right now, disperse, all of you. I must be getting smarter, Deputy Leader. I thought of that move all by myself. I hope I can levitate myself to safety fast enough to elude the robot. Pardon if I seem unchivalrous, but gangway! We can't win this fight by running away. We've got to make a stand and fast. However, it's no use. You and I were too slow, Scott. Colosso can use us as a shield until the 5 minutes have elapsed. Perhaps, but you did see how the light on the head glowed more brightly as he reached out for us. That may just be the clue we need. Who's speaking right now? Looks like it's coming out of the robot, but... Jean, the professor's blanket. will it to come to us at once. Man, my throat's getting sore. Of course, Cyclops, but I still don't see. Just do as I say. There's no time for explanations now. I said that weird. Just do as I say. There's no time for explanations now. So Scott has figured out the secret of the robot's sensory powers. Once again, he's proven himself a resourceful leader, but the battle is not yet won. Excellent, Gene. You brought the blanket to us in record time. Now, let it fall over his head. Now, let it fall over the head of Colosso. Good girl. Good girl. Who is a good girl? Gene, you are a good girl. Who wants scratchies on their head? Thanks, though, to tell the truth, I don't see how that will help. We'll know in a moment whether I was right or wrong. And the next second, astonishingly, he's dropping us. You were right, but what did the blanket do? I guessed that those flashing lights were the source of his seeing the beast attack from behind, so we blocked them. We'll hit the floor. We'll hit the floor hard. Watch yourself. Don't be so melodramatic, Scotty, old boy. The angel is here to guide you down gently. And as for Jean, you seem to have forgotten her telekinetic powers, which freed you in the first place. Thanks, Warren. He's right. I must watch myself, for she must never know how much I care for her. Gotta hide my Jean boner. And even as Cyclops and Marvel Girl reach the ground safely, man. There. This exquisite knot should keep our ferric foe's senses confused a bit longer. But I'll need help. Wherefore art thou, Bobby-O? Right here, chum. My concentrated ice barrage will slow down his attempts to free himself. Keep it up, Iceman. As long as his head is covered, he can't operate properly. That's why he dropped Jean and me. Don't you live at a school? Jean and I. Well done, my quick frozen compeer. Now the agile beast can take his lead. But while the X-Men prepare for their final attack, Colosso unveils still more startling surprises. Wouldn't you know it, he has more heat jets in his head, and they're melting the ice. Not only that, but we only have seconds left before our time is over, and we will have lost our fight with the robot. Well then, it's time for the Super Deluxe X-Men Special Treatment. I'll keep pouring on the ice as long as I can, while I add my mental power to the physical ones of Angel and the Beast to try to topple Colosso. With his present perplexed perceptions, we may be able to do just that.
'Cause that's what heroes do.
It's working. He's starting to wobble. Don't let up. I can't turn on my beams for the robot in fear of hitting Hank or Warren, but I can blast a hole in the floor beneath its feet. my fuzzy roommates are doing foolish things. Thank you. Then, with a resounding crash, he's down. That means we've won. And we did it as a team. No one of us could have done it alone. That is true, Scott. And that, of course, was the point of your bout with the robot. Alone, the powers of each of you are formidable enough, but together you are almost invincible. However, don't plan to rest on your laurels. I'll improve Colosso, and one day you may have to face him again. In the meantime, since your last vacation was interrupted by the battle with the Mimic, I'm dismissing you all for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks holiday. If any emergency arises, I'll contact you mentally. Great, I'm halfway home now. What a chance to visit my sister in Albany. I forget that Jean's got like a whole family. Did you just hear what I heard, Beastie? Indeed, Bobby boy, and I'm relatively certain that we are elated for similar reasons. Saying, Jean, how about dinner in Manhattan before your train leaves? Why, I'd love it, Warren, if it wouldn't be a bother. Bother? Bite your tongue, gal. I propose, lad, that we two embark for Greenwich Village post-haste. I'm with you, pal. Only Cyclops remains pensive, grim. I'm becoming extremely worried about him. In almost less time than it takes to recount, the 5 fabulous teenagers are leaving for varying destinations. Jean and Warren make a lovely couple. I envy him more than I can ever dare reveal. Scott, why don't you dine with us? We'd love to have you, wouldn't we, Warren? Yeah, sure. Hop aboard, old buddy. Thanks. I think I will. I know Angel doesn't really want me along, but I can't resist the temptation to spend even a few more minutes near the one I love. And thus, the X-Men depart little dreaming that they leave behind them an anguished mind and soul in torment. They can walk in the sunshine, feel the wind striking their faces, while I am confined to this wheelchair, a hopeless cripple. Is there no chance for me? Will I never walk again? I can't accept that fate. I can't. But, even as Professor Xavier struggles desperately against despair, a quite different scene is being enacted some distance away, in a secret fortification not far from the nation's capital. Let's see, I gotta think of a good voice for this dude. Cheap viewers at your mama's house. Let me report this fool. I gotta say, the bots have really started to slow down past few months. A sip. All right. I think I got something in mind. At last, all is in readiness. I, Count Netheria, am prepared to strike. For I have gathered together the remnants of my once powerful Magia gang, as well as 5 super villains as my lieutenants. It's about time, too. He's been out of circulation since Suspense 68. Oh, so this guy's got history. This is a crossover then. Let's do a little research on this guy. Count Nefaria. Yeah, I want to get caught up on this dude. I'm gonna speed read it and then I'll relay the information. An Italian traditionalist, started the Magia criminal organization. Avengers have thwarted him many a times. All right, so basically he fought the Avengers and Teen Brigade. I'm not going to read any further, so I don't, spoil stuff, but Teen Brigade is a team of 3, is the name of 3 teams appearing in American comic book published by Marvel. So just random teenage superhero, whatever. Group. Alright. So he's Italian, traditionalist, got his ass kicked by the Avengers, and some teenagers. Presumably. Too long have I felt the humiliating sting of my defeat at the hands of Iron Man. Now, in this wealthiest of nations, I shall make Count Nefaria a name to be feared, and in doing so, I shall achieve ends not the world does not suspect. However, there is still one element missing from my plans, and this recent newspaper has provided me with the means of supplying that element. Heroes are villains. Who or what are they? Says the newspaper. The X-Men outcasts of society with powers beyond imagining. They must and shall become my allies. Not long afterward, in the weird and wacky section of New York City known as Greenwich Village. Look alive, Hank. There's Zelda, and she's on time for a change. Hi, Zell. Over here. Your enthusiasm is admirable, my fresh frozen friend, but I don't seem to behold the object of my affections about. Cheer up, chum. Remember, she was still working at the library when we called. It may take her a little while to get here. Greetings, my girl. Greetings, girl of my life. How's about a movie to while away the hours? Do I buy the tickets, or will you splurge and take me Dutch treat? I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm assuming that just means he pays for everything. Still, you're sort of cool in your own nutty way. If she only knew. Hey, I think I see Vera now. Salutations, beauteous one. Your punctuality shall be rewarded by an excursion to the local cinema, followed by a luxurious malted. What's your reaction to that glorious message, Vera? Ha 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 ha. That's hilarious. I'd say you better get your goggles fixed, man. The name is Waldo, not Vera. It's getting so rock and roll singers got no privacy anymore. Sorry, son. I thought you were someone I knew. The long-suffering beast has done it again. As the offended passerby strides angrily away. Well, Mr. McCoy, if you're quite finished making a fool of yourself... Oh, hello, Vera. Not quite. I mean, never mind. It was a perfectly natural mistake. I saw his dick and I thought it was you, and I... Well, gals, we've got just enough time to catch a show before dinner. What'll it be, Goldfinger or Thunderball? Let's make it Thunderball. I've only seen that 4 times. Aren't they both James Bond movies? I forget what Thunderball is. Goldfinger is obviously a James Bond movie. I remember there was this weird incident where somebody got the rights to make like a rogue James Bond movie, and they got like Sean Connery to appear in it. I can't remember. It was weird. But it competed with one other, like the official continuation of James Bond. I wonder if that's what that's referencing. Oh, I guess I hang around. Okay. Oh, mostly I guess I hang around by my feet. Honestly, can't you ever be serious? Thank you. Then, as late afternoon fades into darkness, our scene switches to a fashionable uptown restaurant where... The flaming young was delicious, Warren. Thank you very much. My pleasure, Jeannie. I'm glad you, and Scott, of course, can join me. Still, Warren, I wish you'd let me pay for my own meal. I don't like to impose. Dude's loaded, don't worry about it. Nonsense, we'll have no more of that kind of talk. Well, I suppose we'd best be going. Let me help you with your coat, Jean. Why, thanks again, kind sir. Can we drop you anywhere, Scotty? No, thanks. I'm meeting some people near here. I'm late now. See you in 2 weeks. Minutes afterward, as happy Warring Worthington III drives toward Grand Central Station, Jean's so quiet, so pensive. Maybe she's finally beginning to feel about me the way I do about her. Oh, Scott. Warren is wonderful. Warren is a wonderful guy, but when will you see that it's you whom I love? Meanwhile, to complete our confusing little triangle, let's pick up on Scott Summers some blocks away. Why must I, of all the X-Men, be the only one whose mutant power makes him a potential threat to all? That figure levitating over the trees, it's Marvel, girl, but what's she doing here? A heartbeat later, she's vanished. Or did I only imagine her? My eyes have always been a curse to me. Are they starting to play tricks on me as well? Meanwhile, in the mammoth structure, which is Grand Central Station... Special bulletin. One of the mysterious X-Men has been seen flying in the vicinity of Central Park. Stay tuned for... This would have to happen when the Mets were only 5 runs behind. Heck, a flying X-Man, but only Warren and I can fly, and he just left me in his car. Her feminine curiosity fully aroused, Jean Grey hails a cab and soon... Look, lady, it's none of my business, but this ain't no place for you, especially with them X-Men around. Thank you, but rest assured I can take care of myself. And as the cab speeds away, if the angel did fly here after dropping me off, I'll soon locate him and find out what's up. But if it's an imposter, he's in for it. Everything is so hushed, so tranquil, yet why do I have this nameless feeling of dread? Suddenly, I've seen this in Evil Dead. I know how this ends. Close your eyes, children. The tree branch is grabbing me. That figure in the shadows, his strange weapon must be activating the trees. Who? You do not know me, Marvel Girl. But soon the world will remember the name of that plant man and cringe at its merest mention. I am totally cringe. And now, fair lady, my chloroform gas will take care of you. That got her, boss! I would not want to be roofied by this dude. As a short distance away, first I see Marvel Girl, then I don't, and now I'm certain I heard her cry out. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's time Cyclops did some investigation. No, I think it's time that Cyclops did some investigating. If that was Jean, then what happened to Warren? Then, glancing upward, Scott Summers sees, speak of the devil, and there's the angel. Angel, down here, wait! It's no use. Either he doesn't hear me, or else he pretends not to. I'll see if I can keep up with him. And now, in case there is a mixed-up... Wait, okay. And now, in case there is a mixed-up Marvelite left who doesn't realize the X-Men are being deceived by images, we switch to our swinging scene again. Last observed in vicinity of Central Park. Central Park, but what would any of the gang be doing there? There's something fishy about all of this. I wonder, could it be Unis or the Bob? They're still on the loose and nursing an old grudge against the X-Men. The parking lot attendant is too engrossed in the ballgame to see me change and fly away. I'm lucky that the Mets are only 6 runs behind. I don't know what that means. I don't know what baseball is. His powerful wings propelling him across town, the winged mutant swiftly reaches his destination, and that form, it's someone impersonating me. Whoever it is, he must be superpowered himself, but I'm closing in on him. However, in that instant, he's gone if he was ever there in the first place. But I see another form, near those trees. Gleep. Allow me to introduce myself, Angel. Men call me the Scarecrow. Yeah, they're just whipping out just whatever random wacky villains. Mister, I never heard of you, but if you're responsible for that phony version of me, you have, though. If you were around way back in Suspense 51. Super anointed stand? I don't know. Whatever. Alright. Guess this guy's got some history too. Let's look him up. The Scarecrow. Tales of Suspense. Marvel. There he is. Let's see. Raised by an alcoholic mom who beat him. He's got a fucked thing in his head that he believes that punishments are followed with rewards because his mom would beat him and then like give him a present afterwards because she felt guilty. So it's like a vicious cycle that fucked him in the head. Yeah, he's fought quite a few different people. It's funny because he seems kind of generic. Guess he's got some longevity though. Then, out of nowhere, what the? Rogue's pulling a tight mesh net over me. Angels rush in where fools fear to tread. To coin a cliche, laugh while you can, mister. This thing won't hold me for long. But this is no ordinary net, my fine-feathered X-Man. Its fibers are designed to adhere to anything caught inside. He's right, I'm caught like a fly in flypaper. I thought it would be most appropriate to see the high-flying angel laid low by winged creatures such as himself. And now I'd like to introduce you to some other friends of mine, members of the infamous Magia. The pleasure's all ours, Angel. The Magia? I thought that crime cartel had been smashed. And even as a second ensnared mutant falls victim to Count Nefaria's costumed hirelings, 2 other X-Men are blissfully unaware of the mounting menace. How about an after-movie snack, boys? Soda and potato chips. You talked me into it, Zelda. Meanwhile, I'll tune into some music. A laudable idea, Robert, my lad. There's a Beethoven concert coming on in a few minutes, I believe. That's what I like about you, Hank. You're so refined. Thank you, female. Suddenly, as the radio warms up, and according to the latest reports, there have been several additional sightings of X-Men in Central Park. What? But that can't be. What would the X-Men be doing there? Must be careful so the girls don't guess our secret. I don't know, Hank. But what do we care? We don't, of course. Still, this news is most unnerving. I think I best retire to our hotel and take some tranquilizers. That's fucking funny. A poor excuse is better than none, Bobby boy. Make my excuses to the ladies while I do some investigating as the Beast. Sure, buddy. Where's Hank going, Vera? To the moon for all I care. Ooh, blue-balled again, ladies. Soon afterward, a strange figure stalks his prey amid the cages of Central Park Zoo. That last sighting took place near here, but the zoo is closed for the evening, and why would one of my super-powered associates come here in full costume? Let's see. Okay, I gotta think of a good name for this dude. What's his actual name? The Porcupine. I would have never guessed. Let's see. Yeah, we're coming up with a lot of new voices this issue. I'll make him sound like fucking Goofy. I'm running out of ideas. They came for the same reason you did, fool. To be captured. Who's that? I'm known as the Porcupine. I believe it. Enough repartee. This move gas will still your prattling tongue. Your voluminous vocabulary is most heartening, my loquacious chum, but your hostile personality is strictly for the birds, so... Fish string. One blow for my prodigious feet and yow! Dude, his name is the Porcupine. You're supposed to be the fucking brainy one of the group. Really? That was the first thing you went for? I'm almost mad at him. Oh, I forgot to warn you. These studs on my belt give me complete control over the quills in my special suit, enabling me to fend off your puny attack. Now grovel before me, and perhaps I may spare you. Then, as the agile X-Man lands on his ample hands, "You underestimated me, my friend. If the noble beast cannot fight on his feet, he takes to his hands, not his knees." But what? A simple hypnotic disc to defeat a simple foe. And momentarily memorized by the spinning disc, Hank McCoy is taken prisoner as several sinister forms comes out of hiding. What? A spinning disc? I don't understand. Is that a frisbee? Did he get hypnotized by a frisbee? Whatever. Just roll with it. He won't break them ropes in a hurry, Porcupine. But why do we have to bother? Why not just bump him off? That I would gladly do, Joel, but Count Nefaria has need of him, and he shall have him. Meanwhile, worried about what may have befallen his friends, Bobby Blake returns to the hotel room he and Hank are sharing. No, I'm sorry, but Mr. McCoy is not called. Thank you. I don't know why I let the beast talk me into staying behind just to smooth things over with the girls. Now I'm really getting worried about him. I'll see if I can learn anything from the news. But the anxious teenager is not ready for the news he hears. And only minutes ago, police prowl cars sighted the Iceman moving towards the lake area of the park. That settles it. I was supposed to meet Hank here, but I'm not letting any imposter masquerade as me and get away with it. It's time for the real Iceman to go into action. And exactly 1 minute later, this vacation was unplanned, so Hank and I just decided to spend the 2 weeks in New York seeing plays and movies, and of course Zelda and Vera, but now it looks as if vacation time is over. The human race is already distrustful enough of us mutants. We sure don't need any bad publicity for terrorizing Central Park. Wait, there's the bogus me now, straight ahead. He sees me. He's heading down right by the edge of the lake. Well, at least I'm sure of one thing. It isn't Unis or the Blob, as I'd suspected. Last seen atop a speeding subway in X-Men number 20. Remember? Stan. But as the icy X-Man alights at lake's edge, gone without a trace, this has all the earmarks of a first-rate trap. But if it is, you can bet your booties that the Iceman will end up the trapper. Well, let's see which clown this is. Oh, it's the Ski Man. His name is the Eel. What a fucking loser. Let's see. What's the eel gonna sound like? Struggling. The eel. Something kind of wormy? I feel like I already got a wormy guy.
Like a wishful thinking.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Wishful thinking, you walking obstacle. For you've already got. For you're already as good as cut.
Who the heck is that? I can't see anybody.
Of course not, you frost-covered juvenile delinquent. Because I didn't want you to. But now it's time for you to meet the eel. I couldn't see him before in the darkness, but now he's glowing with electricity. Sorry, I'm not trembling down to my tippy toes, mister, but I've never heard of you before. Still, I don't figure you're from the welcome wagon, so I'll just encase you in ice till we talk. You're as bad as that blasted Human Torch. Eel's first opponent in Strange Tales number 117. Guess who? But the Torch defeated me because my powers were still new to me. You will have no such luck. Roll? You smashed through the ice prison with one electric jolt. What happened to your block of ice was nothing, pal, compared to what's gonna happen to you. You'll never escape this next electrical blast Zip. Never say never, Eel. Sooner or later, you end up with egg on your face. Oh wait, no, that's Cyclops saying that. Never say never, Eel. Sooner or later, you end up with egg on your face. Psych, where'd you come from? I've been wandering around the park for a while, and I saw your carbon copy come to Earth. I didn't want to interfere, but I didn't want to risk you getting hurt. Believe me, I wouldn't have had it any other way. But have you seen the beast? He came here earlier. No, but I saw Angel and a Marvel girl, or else they're exact twins. At this stage, I'm not sure which. Listen, a twig snapping. We're being watched. Watched nothing, look what just crawled out of the woodwork. What do we got now? Oh, so Buttplug is the unicorn? Yep, his name is Unicorn. Buttplug's name is Unicorn. That's still kind of close. You could argue a unicorn is just a horse with a butt plug on it. So, let's make him kind of like a nerd. It would appear that our pseudo-image of Iceman has netted not one but 2 X-Men, and it is only fitting that I should be the one to make the capture. It's probably like what every Reddit moderator sounds like. Turn, buffoons, and meet your master. The eel was not your match, but no man that lives can stand against the uncanny unicorn. This must be homecoming week for obscure villains. We never heard of you either. There's something really fucking funny about these old comic books. And they're like bringing in these old villains. And even these old ass characters are like, who the fuck are you guys? Like, what are you, like from 6 decades ago? You know? I think that's great. But if it's a fight you want, I'm in the mood. Let's get him, psych. One blast from my eyes ought to put you out of commission. What the? The rays are being blocked by some sort of energy shield. Precisely, fool. Even the mighty Iron Man could not defeat the unicorn. What chance has a stripling such as you? In issue 56 of Suspense, what else? Smile Stan. But I have played the Defender long enough. Now, oh wait, no, that's Unicorn. But I have played the Defender long enough. Now taste the irresistible might of my power horn. What a goober. No thanks, I'll take your word for it. I would not want to be pierced by that dude's horn. Got to dodge for a moment, then match my beam against his. Yeah, beam struggle. So the most dangerous of the X-Men flees my power, but it shall avail him not. This has gone far enough. And as the most menacing of Nefaria's hirelings prepares to unleash another awesome blast. Hold it right there, Buster. I'm putting that power horn of yours in cold storage. What, you would dare? Little does my attacker realize that my helmet developed by my former communist overlords has devices even for such as an emergency as this. Developed by my former communist overlords. I can't tell if he's means that in a positive or a negative way, based on what this weirdo's about. Thermal units in this headgear melting the ice as fast as I can create it. I've got to keep pouring it on just like I did with Colosso. But in that very instant, I was careless. I forgot about my own opponent. You can relax now, Unicorn. The eel is back in business. Bobby, he's been stunned into unconsciousness. It's all up to me now. Even as the youngest mutant falls limply. If you've harmed Iceman, no place on Earth will hide you from my wrath. Save the flowery speeches for the next superheroes convention, Bright Eyes. It's time to eel to his natural element, the water. Did they have a Comic-Con, back then? Was that a thing? Because that superheroes convention, that's Superhero Con, right? Huh. It's kind of fun to think about. Let the craven eel flee like his slimy namesake. The unicorn shall stand his ground and conquer. You may safely emerge now, my waterlogged wonder. I have finished your work for you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, thank you for the follow. Gold Grinder 129. Appreciate that. Oh, there it is. There it is. Boom. Right, first I gotta delete the message. And then I delete you. Boom. Fuck off. Thanks for nothing. Alright. I warn you, Unicorn. Don't push me too far. That power horn of yours may be stronger than my electric blast, and it may not. And one of these days we may just find out. Enough of this. Time is too precious to be spent in argument. We must deliver these hapless captives to Count Nefaria. Right, though I can't see why he'd want them. A short time later, shrouded by the black cloak of night, an unmarked panel truck screeches to a halt on a darkened wharf. It is the unicorn. Oh wait, that's one of the guards. It's the unicorn and the eel. We bring 2 X-Men. Wait, no, that is them talking in the car? Yeah. I'm gonna pretend it's Unicorn speaking. It is the unicorn in the eel. We bring 2 X-Men, Cyclops and the Iceman, to be taken aboard the ship at once. Excellent. The other 3 are already secured, and all is in readiness for our departure. But hurry! Each second may bring us closer to capture. Bare seconds afterward, as several hoodlums of the international crime ring known as the Magia carry out their ordered tasks. They're not moving. You are aware that the Count wanted the mutants taken alive. They are alive. We just stunned them. Also, do not talk haughtily to the unicorn, don't. I serve the Count Nefaria for now, but I am no man's slave. So I guess he didn't like his communist overlords. Then, slipping unobserved from the enshadowed port, the sinister freighter sails along the coastline of an unsuspecting America. Until, in the misty, murky hours of dawn, it arrives at the unassuming building which serves as the camouflage fortress of Count Nefaria. So my forces have returned, and with them, according to the radio messages, they are the vaunted X-Men. I said that like shit. So my forces have returned, and with them, according to their radio message, are the vaunted X-Men. Then the time has come to begin. Exactly 1/2 hour later, 5 uniquely garbed criminals gather ominously about the brooding form of their leader, the infamous Master of Images. Jesus Christ, that is a wall of text. This, then, is the band of lieutenants I have chosen to assist me since I have regained leadership of Magia. 5 costumed cutthroats, each a supervillain in his own right, who had been defeated in battle and laying low until I located him. And yet, none of these masked hirelings may I trust. Each considers himself a potential leader of Magia, merely waiting for me to make a misstep. The fatal error which will give him the chance to seize the reins of power. But I shall not give any of them the opportunity, for there's too much at stake, much more than any of them can dream, for me to show the slightest weakness, the slightest hesitation. Well, I do not pay you to merely stand about looking ominous. Tell me the name and condition of your prisoners. Marvel Girl, unconscious but safe. The angel captured unharmed. Captured the one... I captured the one known as the Beast, also intact. Excellent. If my examination bears you out... Cyclops and the Iceman, subdued by the eel and myself, have been stunned into submission. What did you say? I made it thoroughly clear to you that they must be completely unharmed. We believe you will find them so, Count Nefaria. I said only that we had to stun them. Suddenly, Master, the prisoners have been rendered harmless in the dungeon of the fortress, and are ready for your inspection. Good. And of their conditions? As for you, Unicorn, you had best hope your captives are in the peak of fighting form, for your own sake. You presume too far, Nefaria. Be warned, my patience is not endless. Then, as the voice of the loudspeaker continues, so far it can be ascertained, no permanent damage has been done to any of the mutants, Master. How fortunate for you as well, Unicorn and Eel. You may return to your quarters, my faithful lieutenants, while I personally inspect our unwilling guests. You shall be summoned again when you are needed. Thus do I maintain my position as first among equals. All of them hate me, but they do not trust each other enough to unite to overthrow me. Each of my costumed compeers feels as I do, but it shall be the Unicorn who will one day soon wrest the scepter of power from Nefaria. I am currently plotting your downfall. But enough of this bitter intellectual byplay for the moment. Meanwhile, let's observe how our mistreated mutants are faring. I feel as if I've been blasted by my own eye beams. Iceman, are you here too? We're all here, son, individually gift-wrapped for a mysterious gentleman known as Count Nefaria. We heard his name mentioned several times on our trip here. Wherever we are, I don't know who he is, but he certainly knew of our weakness. Yeah, he trapped us separately and with the element of surprise on his hand. But why has he trapped us? Is he planning some monstrous crime so that he wants us out of the way? Then, the X-Men's gloating captor appears. So these are the dreaded mutants whom the world fears? Perhaps you've been overrated. Could be, mister. Why don't you release us and find out? Easy, Angel. Let's let him do the talking first. A wise suggestion, Cyclops. Truly, there is no reason for us to remain enemies. I, Count Nefaria, am here to propose an alliance. You expect us to work with you in the Magia? Of course. What could be more natural? The world despises you, as it despises the underworld group whom I represent. I offer you the supreme opportunity for revenge. I pause for a reply. Will you join me in restoring the might of the Magia to its former glory? Count, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you were playing or why you thought we'd go along with you, but I've got a bulletin for you. You're not well. The beast speaks for all of us, Nefaria. So that is your answer. I would have had preferred that you join me willingly. However, you leave me no choice. For rest assured, my costume captives, join me you shall. Now I leave you to reconsider your decision, but ponder these words. In a matter of minutes, I shall do what no man before me has ever done. I shall steal an entire city, the capital of the United States. What? You're mad! Very well, then. Think me mad for the moment, but know this. I shall ransom the nation's capital for $100 million. And you, my fine principled friends, will collect it for me. Never! Nothing will ever make the X-Men turn traitors. We shall see, Angel. We shall see. Then, seconds later, and now let the drama begin, for it is far more important, far more crucial than even the X-Men can suspect. What is the dark brooding secret which the villainous Count Nefaria hides, and what of the uncanny unicorn and his costume cohorts? You'll learn more about all these and a host of the unusual, magnificent Marvel surprises in X-Men's 23. Be here. It's your kinda yarn, pussycat. Alright, right on. Oh, what do we got here? Who's the wise guy holding out? The MMS still wants you. Make out, check, or money order for $1 to MMMS Marvel Comics Group. Hi, gang. Let's face it, I'm a Marvel madman too. Here's my hard-earned buck. Rush all your nutty gizmos. What do they mean, gizmos? What does that even mean? Is it just like junk mail they'd send you for $1? I don't know what any of that means. Oh, look at that. And you have to put in your school, college, or occupation. Interesting. Oh, cool. I'll read some of these. Gotta get a little time. Let's see, a guy named Walter. Dear Stan and Jay, hi. Just today I picked up the current issue of X-Men. After reading through it 3 or 4 times, I was completely flabbergasted. Every single thing in X-Men number 19 was simply perfect. In my opinion, it was by far the best issue you've ever put out. To start with, the cover was excellent. I liked it especially well because the way you placed the 5 X-Men on it. It appears as though they could take on the world, which everyone knows they can. I've only been reading X-Men for a short time, from issues 10 to 19, but from the issues I've read, the Mimic is by far your best villain. Compared to him, the Juggernaut was a baby. It was a shame that you took away his powers, because he could have been a terrific villain. I'm sorry to say this, because I know most of your readers disagree with me, but I like Magneto. Why did you have to take him away again? I'm sure it would have been terrific if you would have just let the X-Men defeat him, and then have him flee to obtain new allies once more. Of course, there's a possibility that he got away because we don't know what happened to him when the stranger chased him, do we? Stan, why is it that when you create something really good, referring to the Mimic, that you either destroy it or take its powers away? These are only 2 things I can find wrong with Marvel Mag, so keep up the good work. Remember the immortal words of Walter Willis, I want Marvel. Believe us, Walt, we'll never forget him. As for the Mimic and Magneto as well, don't be too surprised if one or both of them pop up again somewhere, somehow, sometime. After all, the Marvel age is ours, isn't it? We can do anything as long as you Marvelites keep on marching along with us. Let's see. Who wrote this one? A guy named Walt Smith. So we got Walter and Walt. Seeing a pattern here. Dear Stan and Jay, if Iceman should fail, and X-Men 18 was the best adventure of the X-Men extracurricular activities yet told. True, the story was as great as ever, as was the art, but the one thing this issue had, the one thing that made it stand out above all the rest, thus making it the most interesting of all, was the exciting betrayal of Iceman. The battle he was able to put up when fighting alone made my heart pound and my blood turn towards the opposite degree of Iceman's temperature. The team of the X-Men is great, but when you show one of them fighting alone, there is something about that makes you stand up and cheer and causes you to realize that each one can fight as he or she has never fought before. When you see one of them using his powers with utmost skill and determination, knowing that there is no one to help him out, knowing there is no alternative but to succeed, as failure might mean death, not only to himself but his partners as well, it is a joy to behold. The Iceman proved beyond a doubt that he is a formidable opponent to be reckoned with when he swings into bold, daring, and even dashing actions when the need is there and the cause is great. I, for one, would definitely like to see more of the same, wherein we get a front seat to the individual power of each member, and it is due to him or her that the battle is won. Walt Smith, somewhere in California. We'll try to oblige, Wally, if you tell us one little thing. Where in the name of Lucifer's lollipops did you ever learn to write such long sentences? They make some of the Smiling Stan's adjective-packed efforts read like a flowery descriptive phrases you're apt to find in your local phone book. And finally, we got Dean. Dear Stan and Jay, being the all-around nice guy I am, I'd like to help you out of the dilemma you're in. Professor X's powers can all be classified under the title Thought Wave Energy. These first of these powers is the Thought Bolt. The Thought Bolt. This is used on an individual's brain and has no effect on anything mechanical. The professor uses a very weak thought bolt to contact the X-Men mentally. The second power is mental energy, which is capable of physical feats, such as pushing a book off the table, although it cannot lift things, like Marvel Girl's telekinesis can. However, a good strong mental energy bolt can KO a Sentinel. The third power is mental analysis. Brand, Ek, might call it X-ray vision, but mental analysis can penetrate the purest lead. Last, but not least, Match, the Professor X's astral image, which is not really an image at all because it's invisible. The astral image is capable of all of the above three powers in a weaker sense. Well, there you have it. The Professor's powers is all filed and classified. Save this letter and look it up whenever you get confused. Dean Crawford of New York. In that case, we'd have to be looking up every minute, Dean, but we sure appreciate your explaining our own character to us. Sometimes, when you've nothing else to do, you might give us a refresher course on how to write our signatures also. Face front, Tiger, you're our kind of guy. Yeah, these letters are weird. Let's see, who do we got here? Don Feeds. X-Men number 19 was the best yet. Jay's doing a wonderful job on the art. He's the only one so far who can make Marvel Girl look like a female instead of one of the boys. The plot was excellent, though not too easy to follow. But on page 4, panel 1, the professor stated that the fights with the Sentinels and Magneto took a few months. Yet, since it was a continued story, it couldn't have taken more than 5 days. Seems to take the reality out of your mags. When their flights run a timetable. Besides, since your books do follow this timetable by issue 20, Scott would have to be out of his teens. Sam's giving just enough space for the romance between Scott and Jean, so keep it up. I don't trust you've made definite plans for an X-Men annual. Don't have one of those short stories of a lump old back mags. Leave that for the great Marvel collectors, item classics. Have one of those long 40-page epics like in Fantastic Four Annual number 1. And please fill us in on each one of the members' past. Oh, and one more thing. When you find the time and space in one of your books, print a picture of Stan's Pulitzer Prize. Don Fees, Texas. Which one, Donnie? We're sorry about the X-Men annual, but we couldn't make it this year. However, if you latch onto our swinging Marvel Superheroes mag, we think you'll get a pleasant surprise. Try it and see, huh? And finally got someone named George from Florida. X-Men number 19 was just about the best Marvel magazine you have ever put out to date. The Mimic was an original and different super baddie. He was really a match for the X-Men. Unis was good, the Blob was good, but Mimic is the best and the most powerful foe of the X-Men. It's that kind of work that causes Brandak to give up. The latest Thor and Daredevil were terrific. My only gripe is that you are ruining Spider-Man, Thor, Daredevil, and Cyclops by having the girl they love either spurn their affections or cast them aside for another. So until Brandak becomes as popular as you, which is impossible, keep up the good work. May the great words, "Make mine Marvel," be bellowed by every reader in the world. Amen, Georgie. Although just between us, we'd be glad to settle for a little less bellowing and a little more buying. Not that we're a mercenary, mind you. We just can't bear to think of people frivolously frittering their money away on anything that isn't Marvel. How many of these are there? All right. I'm not going to do all these, but I get it. People were big fans all the time. But that's where we're going to end things off today, folks. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be doing more comic book stuff yet or not. We'll see. We might. Because we are kind of in the middle of the story. But that's going to do it for me. JD, thanks for hanging out today, pal. I hope you get some good luck on your job hunt there. And, hopefully they also pay you fairly and much. But whether you watch now or later, wherever you are, whenever you are, thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you later.
You'll listen up as I narrate the Vector's tale. a man from afar riding the temporal gale. Ronin by name and a Ronin by fate. In the tapestry of time he's got a date. He ain't just saving, he's exploring the rift. In the timelines he travels, he's given a lift. Seeking tech and secrets in a world that's gone astray. Ronin's the man who's gonna find a way. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. From a future so bright to our present so bleak, he's the silent watcher, the tech he does seek. Not just a savior, but a seeker of lore. Ronin's the key to what we're looking for. Through the ruins and the relics, he's making his mark. A beacon of hope in the timeline so dark. With every secret he finds, every piece he retrieves. He's crafting a future nobody believes. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defies.